Welcome to today's Bible reading, where we're going to be reading from the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 2, which talks about the wise men from the east. And it says, "Now after Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea, in the days of Herod the king, behold, wise men from the east came to Jerusalem, saying, 'Where is he who has been born King of the Jews? For we have seen his star in the east and have come to worship him.' When Herod the king heard these things, he was troubled, and all Jerusalem with him. And when he had gathered all the chief priests and scribes of the people together, he inquired of them where the Christ was to be born. So they said to him, 'In Bethlehem of Judea, for thus it is written by the prophet, But you, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, are not the least among the rulers of Judah, for out of you shall come a ruler who will shepherd my people Israel.' Then Herod, when he had secretly called the wise men, determined from them what time the star appeared. And he sent them to Bethlehem and said, 'Go and search diligently for the young child, and when you have found him, bring him back to me, that I may come and worship him also.' When they heard the king, they departed, and behold, the star which they had seen in the east went before them, till it came and stood over where the young child was. When they saw the star, they rejoiced with exceedingly great joy. And when they had come into the house, they saw the young child with Mary his mother, and fell down and worshipped him. And when they had opened their treasures, they presented gifts to him, gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Then, being divinely warned in a dream that they should not return to Herod, they departed for their own country another way." So as you can tell from this part of the scripture, Jesus' life was at risk constantly, even as an infant, as a newborn. So here, the wise men, they had a dream where they knew that if they went back to King Herod and notified him of the whereabouts of the young child, that they would be putting him at risk. They would be putting his life at risk. So they decided to go a different route and not inform King Herod of where baby Jesus was located. And it continues to say, the flight into Egypt. "Now when they had departed, behold, an angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream, saying, 'Arise, take the young child and his mother, flee to Egypt, and stay there until I bring you word. For Herod will seek the young child to destroy him.' And when Joseph arose, he took the young child and his mother by night and departed for Egypt, and was there until the death of Herod, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken by the Lord through the prophet, saying, 'Out of Egypt I called my son.'" So once again here, I really like that the angels would communicate with Joseph in his dreams, and that he was very obedient and he would do as they would say. So on this, they're warning him, you gotta be careful, take the child out of Bethlehem, take him and Mary into Egypt, and stay there until we let you know. We're going to let you know once the danger passes, which is once King Herod dies. Next, we have massacre of the innocents. "Then Herod, when he saw that he was deceived by the wise men, was exceedingly angry, and he sent forth and put to death all the male children who were in Bethlehem and in all its districts, from 2 years old and under, according to the time which he had determined from the wise men. Then was fulfilled what was spoken by Jeremiah the prophet, saying, 'A voice was heard in Ramah, lamentation, weeping, and great mourning, Rachel weeping for her children, refusing to be comforted because they were no more.'" So King Herod became very angry that the wise men did not come back and tell him where Jesus was. So he said, "You know what, I'm not even going to be dealing with all of this. I'm just going to have all infant children from newborn to all the way to 2 years old. Everybody's going to be unalived." And that is what happened. So it was a massacre of the innocents. Luckily, Jesus and his family had already fled into Egypt because they had received that warning. But it speaks to the amount of evil and danger that they were in during those times. So I hope that this really resonates with how dangerous it was for Jesus even as a child. And the last piece of chapter 2 says, the home in Nazareth. But when Herod was dead, behold, an angel of the Lord appeared in a dream to Joseph in Egypt, saying, Arise, take the young child and his mother, and go to the land of Israel, for those who sought the young child's life are dead. Then Joseph arose, took the young child and his mother, and came into the land of Israel. But when he heard that Archelaus was reigning over Judea instead of his father Herod, he was afraid to go there, and being warned by God in a dream, he turned aside into the region of Galilee, and he came and dwelt in a city called Nazareth, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken by the prophets, he shall be called a Nazarene. So it all weaves together from the prophecies of prophets past, saying, out of Nazarene in Galilee he shall come. And that is the reason why Jesus ended up in Galilee, is because instead of coming straight back to Bethlehem, King Herod's son was now the ruler, and so they were still afraid that he might try to hurt Jesus, so they went to a different city instead. And that is where he remained for the rest of his childhood years, up until he became an adult and started his ministry. So I hope you enjoyed today's Bible reading, and I will see you again for the next chapter of the Gospel of Matthew. Have a blessed day.